What is up, guys, and welcome to the first ever deck profile of 2019. And today, I thought I just started off with an update of the Pendulums. No, a yearly update to the Pendulum decks. I mean, nothing serious is coming out, but a lot more cool new strategies have emerged with Odd Eyes especially. So without any further talking, let's just jump right into the deck profile. Now, of course, for your standard Odd Eyes, we are rocking the 3 Arc Pendulum. Of course, this guy is a definite must-off in any Odd Eyes focused archetype pendulum deck because he's the one that triggers off. You get an Odd Eyes monster right from your deck, hand, or I believe graveyard as well. I mean, yes, it's a hard one to return for obvious reasons, but definitely a 3 off. I say level 7 can easily go into your Exceed plays. Just amazing to get your Link plays going as well. Next, of course, we are rocking the 3 original, say, Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragons. This card is amazing. It allows you to boost up one of your cards by 2,400 points. It's just amazing. And then also any card battle, opponent's monster with any battle damage, afflicts your opponent will be doubled. So basically it double attacks as well. So it's nice, great card. Especially it's also a card to trigger off with your Arc Pendulum as well. Of course, because it's a pendulum deck, we are rocking your engines. 3 Supreme King, 1 Gate 0, just to get plays going, just to turbo out some more cards. Of course, we are doing the 3 chronograph. I am not using the brick because the brick is becoming more and more of a brick. So I just use this mostly to get the extra summon out with chronograph and an additional summon from the hand, just to get more materials on the board for your Link plays and extend your plays more. 2 Abyss Actor Curtain Raiser. I mean, I say rocking 3 with 3 Supreme King. Dark Worm. I found that this and Dark Worm clashed a lot, and basically if you draw a Dark Worm, this is dead. So basically cut this down at 2. So I would avoid those awkward hands with 1 Dark Worm and 1 Abyss Actor. 2 Rescue Hamster. This is your big, one of your big turbo cards. Brings a bunch of cards out to use as materials or for Exceed materials. For more Odd Eyes, we are rocking the 3 Persona. I mean, it's one of your major negates, and negates effect of a special summon from the extra deck cards. So basically, one of your opponent's cards from the extra deck, you can negate their effects. Really handy, especially with now today's metagame. 2 Phantoms. Phantom's still just a great card to have in this deck. Just amazing. It's another big Odd Eyes. And then to round out the monsters, 1 Zangshi, because we do rock a Rebellion and Raging strategy in this Pendulum deck. So 1 Zangshi Magician. For your spells, it's standard stuff as well. 3 Duelist Alliance, basically to get another Pendulum monster up, basically to flood the field a little more. Basically your main searcher. Then another searcher as well is your spell of Flame Strike. This card is great because not only it searches for you, but also pops a card as well if you control an Odd Eyes monster, which is amazing as well. Of course, your 3 Sky Irises. This allows you to extend your plays more, especially if one of your monsters gets popped. Not only this will trigger, but if you have Arc on the field, it triggers Arc. So you get tons of combos and tons of plays that start with that. And of course, with your field spell, the 2 Terraforming as well to search it out. So basically, you're rocking a total of 5 Sky Irises. Next, for more of your extenders, Dragon Shrine, just to dump Dark Worm to the graveyard. If you draw this instead of a Dark Worm, you can just dump it off, get it out of your hand. For your draw, 1 Pot of Desires, just a great card. Then 2 Allure. It's only 3 draw spells really. I mean, Allure of Darkness is great because obviously almost everything in this deck is dark, and then Pot of Desires is just a +1, so it's just right there is amazing. Then of course we're doing the 2 Wavering Eye. It's basically more searching. Get the cards that you need in your hand. I mean, some of the effects are good, especially if you do a mirror match with a Pendulum deck. Just makes this card even better. Then, of course, the 1 Foolish to combo off with your Dragon Shrines, pretty much. So, dump your Dark Room to the graveyard. Now, for your extra deck, the 1 Meteor Burst. This is basically for your gate. So your gates effect has a target to bring out. So basically, you go to him seldomly, but not often. So 1 Meteor Burst, 1 Supreme King Dragon Rebellion. This is a great level 4 XC to go into. 1 Naruto because it's Naruto. It basically another negate on board. 2 Absolutes just to get to your Vortex plays, just to extend into those. 1 Big Eye because Big Eye is still a great card. And general is to take one of your opponent's cards is just absolutely insane. Then we got 1 Raging, and then 2 Odd Eyes Rebellion. 2 Odd Eyes Rebellion because you can Pendulum summon this card right from the extra deck. if you want, and then you can just use Zangshi to basically use this effect to exceed into raging. It's just a good play to wipe your opponent's say combo, just to wipe your opponent's board and just going for an OTK if possible. Especially how much dumping of say a pendulums this deck can do. Say to the extra deck, getting back Zangshi is super easy. It's just nuts. So we have that. Next, of course, we are rocking the 2 vortexes. This is your pretty much what you normally want to go into. It's your negates. It's a big defender with 3,000 defense. I mean, it has a good attack as well with 2,500. It's just your overall go-to card to combo up with your other cards that you want to just extend to as much as possible. Basically, with this deck, you just want to extend as much as possible to get the best board you can actually get with, the most negates and most interruptions on board. Especially with interruptions, we got Decode Target, Talker. Stops any targeting effects, basically shuts down that aspect of your opponent if they can't target the cards. One, Zephyr Mellotron, just to get more extenders, basically to also send stuff to the extra deck as well. And then of course you can't have a Pendulum deck without the Heavy Metal Fool's Electromite, which is now at 1 because of a ban list. I think a couple ban lists ago, either the last was Firewall, but I think before the Firewall and the last one before that, Heavy Metal Fool's was hit on it. But Pendulums, they're still a very viable deck in this format. I mean, they combo off crazy well. I mean, if you really want to take this to a competitive level, toss in a couple hand traps, throw in some Called by the Graves, but mostly this is just a fun build to have. Just go to your locals just to try out Pendulums. If you're actually never a Pendulum player, it's a great way to get into them. I mean, plus, this deck still can take wins, especially if you do go for your big OTK wards, your big presence, all your negates. And this deck can fight through Ash Blossoms and also the hand traps these days, because it can just do that much reaching and that combo off so much. So that has been my updated Odd Eyes Pendulum deck profile. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and also ring the bell so next time I upload a video you can be notified. But I hope you guys have an awesome day wherever and whenever you're watching this. And until my next video, bye-bye.